Welcome, aloha, soul family, soul hana. Kapualani here. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for being here. Just cleansing the space as always with a little bit of toning. All right, so let's dive into the cards here. And for those who are interested in doing a little breath work, setting some goals, intentions, if you're interested, go ahead and let's take some deep inhalations and exhalations, breathing in through the nose. Again, setting those goals, intentions. And as you exhale, exhaling through the mouth with a ha, a sigh, giving thanks, gratitude, appreciation to your higher self, ancestors, angels, archangels, Mother Earth, Father Sky, God, Source, Creator, Spirit, Light, your higher power. All right. And again, breathing deeply in through the nose and exhaling through the mouth. So, I don't know if you heard that little pop in the background. I was about to say they continue to be a little bit topsy-turvy energetically. You know, even though you may be feeling this expanse of energy, you may be feeling things, lifting, but also maybe a little bit of hesitation. Maybe I'm also getting, because with the new moon, of course, new moon really, really scrapes that underbelly. There's I mean, this is just my presence of it in terms of when you're laying the new foundation, when you're, opening up to that new energy, right? It almost like steamrolls, but not just steamrolls. It really shines a light. Like I've said this before. I've said it recently in a session, but shines a light in all the nooks and crannies. Of just okay, nothing can be left behind. No one's being left behind. Nothing's being left behind. No stone left unturned. That's the phrase that I meant to look at. So let's, without any further ado, pop into the cards here, the energies. So at the core, all right. So with this rest energy, rest and the Empress, interesting. Okay, so the sacred feminine energy is in a position of power right now. Um, and I know, right? We've been saying with 2024 that it's like the sacred feminine. It is the energy of the jaguar otorongo. It's the sacral chakra energy, that figure eight energy, as well, the dragon energy. So wow, look at that, opening things up with the Ace of Cups right away, right away. So your message is, here you are, we're in these new timelines. And just to be clear, right, when I say feminine, I am not speaking to male or female as in gender. I'm speaking to this as in energy. Okay, so like think of it in that regard to your body and your mind, form and being. All right, and not like in the halves of right, left and right hand side, left and right hemispheres of the brain. And so there may be this part of you, one part of you may still be contending with the, like, adjusting to the shift, adjusting to the work that you've been doing, the changes that you've been making, hence this rest card, the Four of Swords, right? We're putting the struggle, because this is a knight here. So whatever that struggle was, it's being laid to rest. Whatever the heartache, Three of Swords that precedes, right? That's before the Four of Swords. I hope that's the right word. It's being put to rest, okay? And so opening things up again, we have this Ace of Cups. So the message here, definitely, okay, there's something that your heart is wanting, has been wanting, heart and soul. This is what you came here. This is that continuation, just a continuation of things, what you came here to experience. Okay. There is this is the new cycle. Yes, this is the new timeline. We want to nourish that. This is also a purification. When we see the Ace of Cups, purification, okay, cleansing and purifying. And so when you open up to these new timelines, keeping in mind, right, we want to like come into it with that perspective, this dove, that's flying off into this like direction. There's a message Spirit is taking the messages from your heart and take, I don't know why, but it's like taking your messages to go and deliver them to where they need to be delivered. Okay, so there's something here. Okay, 8 of Swords. You may be caught up in your thoughts, your mind. You may be really struggling internally, feeling powerless, to your circumstances. Like, this is where it's the feminine energy. The feminine is like trusting, not just trusting the intuition, but really tending to, it's like the self-care, the wellness and the well-being, right? And it's not just, oh, we're tuning in and we're just surrendering. It's not just about that. All right, let's get this going here. Knight of Pentacles, staying steady and on track. But I also get, this is time, like, it's not just about observing that coin, that pentacle. Okay, embracing the journey. You're embracing the journey. You're embracing the journey. Don't be too fixated on the immediate. And you get this. You understand this. It's not about the immediate gratification. But this is part of what's hidden when you may not be seeing. This is part of the challenges and potential benefits, okay, of what we're overcoming, in that you have the ability to free yourself with your, this is, I'm getting, with your own inner masculine, feminine energies, rather than this masculine going off like, all right, well, you can figure it out yourself and la la la. It's like, you know what? Like, I need to check back with myself. I don't know why, but like, I need to just take care of myself. I need to check back with yourself. And so, for example, with this 8 of Swords, what do we say about the 8 of Swords? Getting caught up in your thoughts, like all of the, like, I can't see clearly, that even maybe your gut might be a little bit messed up, which is why it might be even, worse. So what do you got to do? You're masculine, like, take control, taking that power back, freeing yourself from the mental, anything that's been keeping you blocked, anywhere that you feel you're not seeing something clearly. You just got to go within and say, okay, let's pull back, let's look at the bigger picture, let's free ourselves, right? Let's just take control in our own way. That night there, get a grasp here. There's messages, there's a reason that you're on the path that you're on. Look at this, and then the King of Cups. I've been seeing that King of Cups show up. So there's that, this is the masculine energy that's connected to the heart, that's connected to the emotion, obviously, and not just connected to that, but is the king of the heart. Okay, 737 on the timer as I was saying this. And so there's this ascension happening of you just staying on track, with the Knight of Pentacles, where that knight focuses the attention, there's going to be some kind of a result, okay? The Knight of Pentacles always delivers. And so we're taking this from, I don't know if I had said this, but I'm like, get off the horse. It's not about your high horse, but it's like time to get off the horse and plant that seed. You see, like, with the ox in the background and that farmer over there, he's like looking at that seed of potential, and it's like, okay, there's all of this open, we get the sense there's open field, right? Ready for something to be planted here. And look at that with that King of Cups. So we want to, even though we may not feel ready on, just like when we have that seed, and I've never, planted something like this before or started something, and maybe this is not the right time or place either. Spirit's reminding me, Spirit saying, and maybe this is about, like, okay, there may be something physically that's going to need time to develop. Knight of Pentacles. So therefore, King of Cups, I've really got to take the reins. What do we say? Take control again. Look at the water here, right? The whole essence with the 8 of Swords in terms of, like, okay, we got to surrender, like, trust the gut, trust the emotions. Maybe at this time, try not to get too caught up in your thoughts, or thinking that logic is it's like, it's when logic eludes you, you got to trust your gut. And so that's where the King of Cups steps in and saying, this is the time to really be brave. And again, it's not about, like, oh, trust your like, oh, what if my gut's wrong? We're not trying to tell you to be impulsive here, but it's about staying true and staying steady to and faithful to what it is that you believe in your heart. Look at King of the Heart, Captain of the Heart. That's like a song. And see the ships in the background, So there's something here that's needing nourishment. This king is in control of the water. So that's where it's about. I don't know. I even feel I said this before recently, I think, with the health stuff. Excuse me. Something is lightening up here, is calling for there to be a lightening up of things. We want to be grounded, of course, but with this Queen of Swords, it's like there's that detachment. So there's that balance between the mind and the heart showing up. Okay, keeping things very light and easy, but not being afraid to just call something out, to say it like it is. You will be liked. Okay, I don't know why I have to say this, but there's something here where number one, the kings and queens, I mean this in a positive way, not like a crap kind of way. Sorry for that language, but they don't care, right? Like they can't afford to let their emotions complicate things. That's where it's like with the King of Cups, his emotions are his power. His emotions are his strength. With the water with that king and then the ships in the background, he has the power to control the currents. He has the power to move the tides. So part of it is about trusting how your own emotions, your own emotional energy has power, and that people can feel it even if they're like they seem like they're just these random ships on the ocean, out there miles and miles away. They're on the water, right? And so there's something here coming through with like even this Ace of Cups. There's something about you regaining your emotional strength, your emotional power, and therefore in the outcome it's going to help to stabilize the mental. And so you just gotta be light and easy, and I'm hearing like don't attach, don't take anything personally. This is where it's emotionally detaching. You are in control of your emotions. You are the one who your aura, I'm hearing your aura, people can feel your aura. People can, you know what I mean? How like, I don't know if you heard that song, don't rock the boat, baby. Like, don't tip the boat over. There's something where it's like, you know what I mean? So it's like, even as I say that, I hope you guys can appreciate just the lightness, the lightheartedness. Even the swords here, it's breathe. Let's take off the blindfolds. Let's free ourselves. Let's regain a sense of control. And look how even within this angle, the use of the sword, the way that the sword is being wielded here, right? It's pointed down. Okay, so this is where it's something I'm hearing like unspoken, something unsaid, unspoken. And so it's like that Queen of Swords has that air of intuition, air in the mental, right? And the imagination, being the head in the clouds, feet on the ground, and ready to just whoosh at any moment. Just because this queen seems to be, looking at that butterfly moth, and here we go with the continuation. If you've been following my readings, here we go with the continuity. I love it, Spirit. That butterfly moth transformational energy, and even that raven crow. We saw this in the last reading with like I believe it was a Page of Swords, and then you know what I mean with these. Oh my goodness, this is crazy. And there was even a different deck, you guys. Like this is crazy. If you did not see the last one, please check it out. Like if you're interested in like seeing what I'm talking about, like getting a reference point for what I'm referring, like what I mean here, because like this is too uncanny. But it is spirit. So okay, this is, and even like on her crown, I forgot about that, the moth butterflies on the crown. Don't take things seriously, but only to the point where it's not heavy. Like this is lightening things up. Again, with the water is heavy, right? Emotions can be heavy, but when it's floating on the surface, it's like you can do, you know what I'm saying? There's something here about empowerment, about trusting that the things that you are working toward and focused on manifesting physically, this is how you empower yourself with the emotional and the mental here, being receptive to the information that's coming in, and on the and then on the emotional, like protecting, not absorbing anything, but you being the one that controls the tide. You are not controlled by the tide emotionally, you control the tide. With this air energy, we're open and we're receptive to the information, the words, the messages coming in, but we're not just going to accept any old word, message, thought, whatever. We're not just, you know what I mean? It's like, no, those thoughts are not helping. Like, you know what I'm saying? So there is this energy of empowerment. I love it. Okay, so let's dive into our animal spirit cards. You know how I like to do that for us? Trying to keep in mind to just close out. And by the way, I am going to do an extension on this for those who, if you've never watched any of my videos before, I am adding an extension. It's pay what you can. Starts at $1.11. Honestly, it's totally, I think I get like half that amount. So it's like, it's really just building things up. No big deal. But anyway, pay what you can. $1.11 extension videos on my website, kapualani.com / extensions. I'll put it in comments in the description. All right. But I appreciate you. So let's dive into these animal spirit cards. Let's get a closing message. Spirit, what do the animal spirit guides have to say? But yeah, I'm going to be diving deeper. Sorry, with the extensions, maybe looking at some timings, what we can anticipate, so forth. Okay, so again, animal spirit. But there's definite desire for communication with the masculine and the feminine. Of course, we've got 3. I mean, some people just kind of like don't count the cards that fall on the ground. We got fire ants that fell out on the ground. I think that's really interesting. Deer with the gentleness. And here's our friend octopus upside down. So this is a little much, spirit. I'm going to do something different. You guys can... No, I'm going to get an overall message. I was going to say, maybe I'll guys pick a card. No. Okay, because I do have reversals for these. There may be something where you're there's something about being mindful about boundaries. Boundaries for sure. Gentleness. There's something with boundaries. I mean, with the fire ants especially, I think of like swarming here. I think of something burning, agitation potentially, but a lot of group energy and focus going on. So there's a lot of collective energy that you might be picking up on, that could be really convoluting some of your thoughts, and therefore messing with your thoughts and emotions kind of thing. So that's where, again, that King of Cups, like I said, you are in control of your emotions. You are in control of the thoughts, the things that you're gonna put your focus into, that you focus on. Look at where she's focusing, right? Still mindful though, with that hand in the air, of the compassion and not just a cutting sword. So there's a shift, and I feel like there may be some things that are kind of like mixed up. When I see water in a position like this, especially the octopus, this tells me that there may be some complications. Things may be clouded, may be cloudy. Octopus with the tentacles it's like, are you getting overly involved, or like too much feeling? Are you feeling too many things? Because it's like 8 arms, right? Are you in too many directions here? Are there you know what I mean? You're very sensitive mode right now. You could be being very affected by like right now. I always try to mention, that one of the best ways we can help ourselves is to be aware of the collective energy. And the reason why, like, you know what I mean, I focus on these generals more than just individual zodiacs, at least for now. Like I said, from the very beginning, we'll see how this flows, and I'll see about adding in some zodiacs. But I'm gonna go to the book here. But paying attention to the collective energies, because sometimes, even though we all have our own individual lives, what's going on, a lot of what happens environmentally can start to catalyze and exacerbate or create scenarios or stresses, anxieties that we don't need, that were never there. Like, they might be small, but we start to magnify it. So here we go with fire ant. Like, yep, aggression, rigid thinking, following orders. So remember, take a snapshot if that speaks to you. So let's lean into being thoughtful and disciplined. Let's be mindful of when we are being argumentative, of any excessive heat. And hear that siren. There's always a siren or something, right? But and being mindful of gossip. So let's try to be mindful of not doing any of arguing, creating fire, creating heated situations, minding fire. That might be something. So maybe mind, if you're around fire, even, like, I don't know why, but for some, just nothing okay, we're just putting blessings out there, right? But just be mindful if it's like electric stuff, or if there's something, if you can feel tensions, this is going into something different. This is about electric, because the electric field of our bodies, quantum field of our bodies, that's where it's like the tensions rising, right? So just be mindful of those energies. Let's go to deer, if we can. So deer, we want to, okay, loving, intuitive, graceful, the mother, look at that feminine. Okay, yes, Queen of Swords as well. So there's this air of paying attention, receptivity, the sensitivity, intuition, okay, paying attention. Loving, intuitive, graceful, the mother. So let's lean into receptivity, compassion, and nurturing. That's what we're leaning into. Let's be mindful of when we are being maybe overly concerned or protective. Okay, and to bring this into balance, surrounding yourself with nature, surrounding and being in a childlike, say, said children, but I say, surrounding to your childlike sense of being and focusing on innocence, maintaining and sustaining. We said purification with this heart chakra energy, so we see some of the consistency here. And now let's go to octopus, which is coming in reverse. So let's see what that one, not too common that we have a reversal popping out, but we appreciate them nonetheless. So reaching, yearning, lacking, boundaries, direction. We want to lean into being interested, engaged, and intelligent. We want to be mindful of when we might be needy, clingy, or lacking courage. What do I say about the King of Cups? King of Cups is about being brave, emotionally brave. You control your emotions, and therefore, you can affect the emotions, the impression of other in that way, like in the waves of energy, right? Like I said, with those ships out there. So to bring that energy into balance, because we do have octopus in reverse with the needy, clingy, lacking courage, let's just have some space to ourselves, space to oneself, and talk therapy. Yeah, so if you need to talk, reaching out to a friend, a loved one, a family member that you can connect with. If you need a bit of deeper therapy or guidance, not therapy, but just, this is spiritual therapy, I'm here for you. Okay, of course, as I'm sure you know, but this, it only makes sense with the current energies, like I always say. But I hope that this has helped. All right. I hope this helps. I hope that this has helped. Again, as a reminder, I'm going to be diving into the extension, maybe diving, just kind of briefly touching back into these energies, and then moving forward and seeing what we can look at in just what's coming ahead and so forth, as I always say, and diving into maybe some angel answers. All right. So thank you again, and always, for being here. Kapualani.com to dive into things deeper. Till next time. Close things out with a little bit of a bell here. I don't always do that. All right. So it is. Till next time.